got me started playing the piano, I think, is the same story as a lot of kids. My mom made me. It's not a romantic story, but you know, when I was about 4 years old, you know, my mom started me on the piano and violin, the Suzuki method, you know, which is basically Mississippi gumdrops. I think everybody remembers that from being a kid. I played in a Miller Auditorium and in Michigan, and it was just terrifying, but also exhilarating. I mean, you know, even at that age, I remember how awesome is this that you know, playing this thing that I do in my house, I get to play in this massive room with like an 80-piece band like backing me up. It was a feeling I think I'll never forget. You know, I never really listened to classical music until recently. You know, I didn't really fall in love with the repertoire. You know, I played it my whole life, but I didn't really hear it until I went to New York for the first time. And one of the first concerts I heard was the Vienna Philharmonic, like playing Mahler Fifth Symphony. Of course, you know, I was blown away by this, and so I really fell in love with what I was playing after that. But you know, growing up, my influences were the great performers of yesteryear. You know, Michael Jackson, you know, the Beatles, Elvis, Victor Borge, Jerry Lee Lewis. You know, these I think were the people in terms of performance that I really saw that were my icons, I guess, growing up. Well, on the lighter side, many classical pianists are called to improvise for the first time when we have a complete memory blank. So the improvisation might not actually be intentional at some point, but I think that's probably the first type of improvisation that you encounter as a pianist, is that when you screw up and you have to kind of improvise your way back to the piece so the audience doesn't know that you've train wrecked. But in seriousness, actually, improvisation is actually only something that I've been recently investigating and working on, because as a classical pianist, unlike jazz, which has a lot of improvisation, classical music is mostly interpretational. You know, it's interpretive. Somebody has already laid down the roadmap of what to play, how to play it, fast, slow, loud, you know, soft. But and the melody and the harmony is all there. But in jazz pieces, of course, jazz, as opposed to, it is somewhat interpretive for the themes, but it's called upon that each artist distinguishes themselves by improvising. And I think I've started doing that a little bit just for fun in my concertos, which are the pieces you play with the orchestra. In a lot of concertos, you generally have this one period where the pianist starts to play by himself, called a cadenza. And just for fun, just to see who's listening, so I've been sticking in Darth Vader, Super Mario Brothers, things right in the middle of Beethoven cadenzas. And what I love hearing in that is the ripple that goes out to the audience as all the kids and the people our age that know this stuff they're going, wait a minute, did I just hear Darth Vader like in the middle of was that they look at each other like, am I nuts? So that kind of improvisation has been really fun recently. I would say that you should probably leave all your expectations of a classic piano recital aside. Everybody has a vision of what those things are like, but you know, I've grown up in the audience, not really playing on stage, and so what I always wanted, if I was going to see a live performance, was to feel like I'm seeing something like a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and that is what I hope to bring there, because I've never played in lead center before. This is my audition for you guys, as it is, you know, me playing for you. So I'm going to do my best to make it the most exciting evening. Hopefully you will laugh. Hopefully you won't cry too much. And by the end, if the audience isn't standing, I didn't do my job.